All right, shalom and good afternoon, Brother Randy here. Wanted to do a quick garden update. Now, what you're seeing here now is a about 100 head of corn, which would give me about 2 to 250 uh, pieces of corn on a cob. So the idea was simple. When I thought about the process of planting my corn, which are organic seeds, which I was able to source a couple of years ago. Well, a lot of years, like 3, 4 years ago. The problem is that there is a large stock or a large field of corn that's also growing in the exact same area right behind the property. It is a tree line. I'm totally surrounded by trees, but still, I can see through the tree line into this field where there are crops growing. So the name of the game was, how do I miss that pollination cycle? And the way in which I thought about doing it was either one, planting a lot early, which I didn't do because I was busy doing other things anyway. But the idea was to either plant it early or plant it late. So what I've decided to do is plant the corn late, and as you see, it is coming up, it's doing real fine, and it'll come up and it will pollinate. Probably it will be missed by 30 days or more of the pollination of the field in the back. So I should be able to maintain the integrity of my corn crop as a direct result of just planting it late. Okay. So that's how I thought about getting through that, and I also spoke to a couple of farmers locally, and they said that my logic was on point. That I could just miss the pollination cycle. What we got here is sweet potatoes. Okay, so I did a whole batch in sweet potatoes, and this should yield a substantial amount of sweet potatoes for the entire cycle until we can grow more sweet potatoes. So, and I also have some zucchini plants coming up. I may move them, but I have about 10 growing zucchini plants in here in between these plants. So the name of the game is going to be definitely to expand this. Now, basically what I did in order to get this area plantable was take that black tarp right there, lay it on over the top of the grass. The grass dies. Take it back up, dig your holes, plant your corn. So it was a very efficient and quick way of getting rid of the grass in an XYZ amount of time, a couple of week time frame, and not even having to till it. So I didn't have to till it as well. All I had to do was punch individual holes within the dirt and then dig that out and replant it there. So I didn't even till the area as well. So this is the first time I'm trying this technique because it seems to be the most efficient, and I don't have to till. I don't have to do all of that stuff. All I have to do is just put a little hole in the ground, boom, put the seed in there, fill it with some dirt, and it's off to the races from there. So I will keep you posted on how this is going. But we have currently now zucchini, squash, sweet potatoes, corn. The lettuce and tomatoes is coming in fine. We have a whole lot of pepper plants coming in. The string bean plants we are harvesting currently now. So the production is going well. I mean, it's a forest in a certain section of the greenhouse, but I'm gonna have to get in there and chop all that down. But the cucumbers are still growing inside. The tomatoes that are inside, all that stuff is still growing fine. One of the things that I was been able to do recently is sell the excess cucumbers that I am producing to a local restaurant. So I make a delivery once a week and selling a batch of cucumbers to the restaurant for about $25 a basket. And it's just continuous. So if you have excess peppers, if you have excess cucumbers, tomatoes, all of that stuff, local restaurants will uh, look to purchase from you, provided that you build a rapport and a relationship. And I've also dropped the restaurant owner off with a couple of chickens, so that they can taste that, because I have the ability now to sell any excess chicken and continue to produce a couple of more batches here on the homestead before the fall winter session comes in, and I can't no longer leverage the warmth of the outside. So that's going to be the name of the game with that. So that comes on along the lines with developing those little multiple streams of income, doing a little bit of this, doing a little bit of that, and it all eventually working out. So that's how you're going to want to deal with that. That's how you're going to want to proceed. Now, just constantly thinking outside the box and getting it done. I'll keep you posted on the produce, and we will take it from there. All right, shalom.